Hello and welcome back to part 2 of Let's Play Fable the Lost Chapters, with your host as always, Mah-Dry-Bread. This is going to be the long tutorial episode, everyone, so sit tight.
You finally prized yourself from your pillow, I see. Come on.
All right, lad. It's time to see if you've any potential. Get in the ring.
That's a nice way to put it.
Now then, I want you to hit that dummy as hard as you can.
Your giant hands.
Just keep going till I tell you to stop.
Alright, this is just to teach you how to attack, although we already know. Don't know how that one punch missed.
Not making much of an impact there, are you? Here, try with this.
This is our first real weapon of the game. It's the only weapon you can't get rid of. Also the worst weapon in the game, of course.
Ah, now that's more like it. When you destroy an enemy like this dummy, it drops an experience orb. These orbs contain the knowledge gained from killing the creature. It's very important that you collect these orbs, or you won't learn anything. Now pick it up.
Or you can hold left shift to draw it to you.
Well done, lad. Now then, tomorrow we'll... That's the guild alarm. Sounds like there might be something loose in the woods.
This is a good opportunity to test your spirit. I'll wait for you at the guild woods entrance, while you deal with the problem. Once you're done, we can talk about starting your training.
Guildmaster, what makes you think that it's not, I don't know, a bandit attack, something that I probably shouldn't be handling on my own? Seems kind of irresponsible to me. But whatever, it turns out it's just a beetle attack, which is the weakest enemy in the game. It's a perfect opportunity for a little bit of experience. To clarify, since the game hasn't really explained it that well yet, those green orbs you get when you kill things are general experience. You can put that into learning anything. Whereas when you actually strike something with weapon, as you can see in the top left there, with the picture of the red fist, I gain experience in strength, so I can put that into my strength stats. If I were to kill them with an arrow, I would get skill. And if I were to kill them with spells, I would get will. As you can see, I currently have no will bar, because I don't know any magic. All I have is a very small health bar.
Well done, lad. The beetles are all dead. You can come out of the woods now.
Also, the Guildmaster can talk to you through telepathy. It's kind of impressive. Also, like in Mega Man, I like to roll or slide through doors. It's fun.
Good work, lad. Those beetles can be a damn nuisance. Here, I think you've earned yourself some pocket money for that. If you want more gold, I'm sure the servants could use your help with something. Or you can get an early night.
I am going to not leave my childhood behind
Come
yet.
and see me when you're ready.
You look tired after killing those beetles.
Like I said before, I want to try and do every little thing in this game. So there are a few things that I would normally have to skip. But I want to show it. And one of them's in here for a special item. Not a good item, but a special one.
Listen, I have to make an apple pie for the Guildmaster at the end of the week. But I can't find any more red apples. I only need another 4.
They're all over the place, lady.
If you find enough, can you bring them back here? I'll reward you.
Alright.
Thanks. Thank you so much. The Guildmaster will get his pie. Here, have this.
The only blueberry pie in the entire game. As far as I'm aware, it's not any different than apple pies, which are quite common. So I feel accomplished. I think for fun, we're just going to never eat that pie. Let's see if we can finish the game with that blueberry pie still in our backpack, our invisible backpack. And there's one more little thing you can do. Well, you're still a kid, although you can do it, I believe, later on if you want to. I might as well do it now.
We're discussing whether I'm the fastest apprentice in this guild. I ran to the demon door and back in 50 seconds. Beat that!
I will. I believe I can beat it by about 2 seconds maximum.
Right then, get to the demon door and back and talk to me in 50 seconds. I did it in 50 seconds.
Okay, this is actually quite difficult. You have to just do sharp turns. I don't know how close you have to get to the demon door, but I don't believe you have to talk to it. It's kind of weird. They aren't very clear about the rules, although you just need to get in range to talk to him for it to count, so you don't actually need to really reach him, just get very close. Okay, I kind of touched the demon door and got stuck on the rocks there, so that might cost me it. The pathfinding is not amazing. Sometimes you kind of get stuck on things. I don't know if I'm gonna reach him in time. This is gonna be pretty close. Come on, guys, get out of the way. You're ruining the fairness of this race. I'm gonna make it! 2, 1...
That's amazing! How did
Yes!
you do it? I lost my bet.
Well, I had a little bit of a slip-up, but I made it. Only 25 gold, that's absolutely nothing in the grand scheme. Oh, and there is one other thing I forgot about. I think this scene is only in Fable the Lost Chapters, which I don't think I explained before yet, but originally Fable's released, and then Fable the Lost Chapters, which added quite a few things back into the game. You don't need...
Journey's length is of no consequence. The Oracle must be protected.
How can you be so sure? We might need you here. Who knows what battles we might face?
The signs are too strong to ignore, and the Northern Wastes have been too long isolated from the Guild. There is much I may learn there.
Well, I hope nobody thinks you're running away from a fight, trying to cheat death again. You know how people talk.
Talk is of no matter to me. May death close his eyes to you, Maze.
What are you waiting for? Come in. That was Scythe. He was a great hero once, back when he had flesh on his bones and blood in his veins. He's just a shell now. What does he know of the choices we have to make, of what it takes to get things done?
Right. What I was saying before is you don't need the original Fable to play Fable the Lost Chapters. It's a standalone. So, you get to see everything. Also, you might as well loot every single book chest. Book chest? That's not a word at all. Bookshelf. Raid every bookshelf you can in the guild. Because a lot of these books can be used in a later quest, and you want to get them for free. So let me just show you guys where the library is before we continue on into our teenage years. Also, you notice our hair is brown in this game? It becomes kind of black later on, and then it changes with your age and your alignment. I just thought that's strange, because I believe on the console version of Fable, your hair stays brown until your alignment changes. It doesn't turn black with becoming an adult. Weird, because I think all the pictures on the box art and everything depict him with brown hair. Personally, I don't think the black hair even suits him. Almost done in here, and we can't check that bookshelf for a reason. You guys will see why later. But now we just need to go outside and talk to the Guildmaster. Here is the mess hall, where you can talk to the innkeeper, Alfie. He just acts as a general merchant. He would sell and buy anything that a normal pub would have, or a tavern. So, mostly ale. He sells a lot of crates and, like, bags of flour, stuff that you're meant to sell from store to store to make profit. I'll be doing a lot of that off-screen to fund us.
Killing those beetles? Your training is about to begin. But you have many hard years of tasks and preparations beforehand. The guild was now the boy's life. The memory of the Oakvale flames still scorched his mind, but soon he had no thought other than training, and he became stronger and more agile with every passing year. His days were filled with grueling exercises, the nights with study in the library. Finally, he was ready to become a guild apprentice, just as Maze had foreseen. The real training was about to begin.
Get out of bed, lazy bones. We were supposed to meet the Guildmaster on the other side of the river.
Look at those jittering eyes.
That was an hour ago. We better get going. Race you there.
Alright, I'm out of bed, and as you can see I now have a will bar that's somehow longer than my health. Any books? Love story. Aww. Nothing else? Oh, tattoo. Clearly a very Superman-inspired tattoo there. You can change your tattoos on your body and your hairstyle later in the game. But we have some more bookshelves to check real quick. I like to on-screen getting all of the items that we'll be using later. I will off-screen buying a few weapons if it's just something you get at a shop. I'll just tell you where you buy it. But any kind of special item I want to get on-screen. I'm gonna make sure to do everything important on-screen. Everything that you might want to see, might be interested in. The game really does look nice. It's aged fairly well, but the close-ups on the characters don't look so great. And the hair doesn't either on most people, like my main character here. Who's completely unnamed, by the way. He's only ever called Hero.
Late again. You can put that old stick away. We'll begin training with real weapons now. Get used to the weight of this sword, and let's see if you can hit Whisper with it.
Let's see if you can maim your classmate with this iron longsword.
Come on then. Let's see what you've got, farm boy.
Alright. Bring it. Now, as you can see already, my sword started glowing when she blocked that blow.
Lucky shot.
That means I have a flourish. With the right click, I can do that jumping attack that is
Now
unblockable.
pay attention. What I'm about to teach you could well save your life one day. The life of a hero is a dangerous one, and you must learn to block your enemy's attacks if you expect to live long. Whisper will try to hit you, but you can block her attacks with your sword. Not all blows can be blocked, but you should be able to handle anything Whisper can throw at you.
Ooh, even he's burning Whisper. You guys are about to see why I always burn Whisper. Whisper's really not that great a hero. Now, the blocking in this game is a little bit weird, where if you're in the middle of attacking, it kind of registers... It registers your attacks a click ahead.
Now let's see if you can combine attack and defense.
And look at that strut.
Ah, hello, Thunder. Come to check on your sister's progress, have you?
You could say that. Whisper told me you've got a training with some farm boy.
Maze thinks the boy has great potential.
Enough to keep up with my Whisper. Ha!
Well, why don't we see? Whisper and the boy are just working on their melee skills now. All right, children. Let's see who has learnt the most in their training. This will be a no-holds-barred duel, just like your final melee test. Prepare yourselves.
Alright. Back to what I was saying before, though. It seems to register your attacks a click ahead. So if you're just mash clicking to, do a combo, and you see them coming for an attack and you hold down V or middle mouse button, whatever your block button is. Come on. Yeah!
That's all wrong, Whisper. You need to practice more. Shame you couldn't see me fight in the arena. You might have learned a thing or two. Keep training if you want to go there yourself one day.
I could have beaten him if you hadn't stopped us.
You didn't land a
We have
hit!
few enough heroes as it is, without the two of you tearing each other apart in training. Speaking of which, meet me as I make my way to the archery range, when you're ready to continue your lessons. How about
Alright.
your melee performance? Excellent. Fight like that in your melee exam and you'll do well.
The exams aren't necessary, by the way, but,
Then meet me by the archery range to continue your training.
they get you special equipment, so I'll be doing them. Back to what I was saying before, though, if you see an enemy attack, and you hit block to try and block it, but you've already clicked again because you were just doing a melee combo, you'll usually go for the swing and get hit during it instead of blocking. It's a little finicky and hard to explain. So I will be taking some hits because of this. Although the most of them is probably just because I'm not used to the controls and I'm not amazing at this game. I do love it, though.
Let's continue our training with the bow. To begin with, see if you can hit the 3 stationary targets. And put some effort into it. The longer you pull back your bowstring, the more damage you will cause. But make sure you stay within the circle.
Man, my guy's face is a freak out there. Alright. Now, I really do like the archery in this game. You can use crossbows or bows. They both work a bit differently, but personally I prefer bows.
Well done! You hit all the targets. Unfortunately, most foes don't stand still.
So let's see how you fare against moving targets. You have a minute to score as many points as you can. The front target is worth 1 point, the middle one is worth 3, and the one at the back will score you 9 points. And remember, the longer you pull back your bowstring, the more damage the shot will cause. More damage means more points, but you have to balance power, firing rate, and accuracy. Let's see what you can do.
Great. I always find this to be the hardest
Get your
one.
bow out.
Getting a good score on this. I think you only need 50 to pass this one, but on the ranged exam, if you want a good score, oh god, you gotta get like
Excellent hit.
I think to get the prize of the ranged exam, you have to hit something like 200. Oh, I'm already out of practice. Head hits are worth more than body hits, and the farther back, the more it's worth. Also, the more damage you do, so the longer you draw the bow for. It's kind of worth just going for the middle one. But if you can hit the one in the back, it's worth so much. Hitting the one in the back really is the only reliable way to get the prize when you actually do the exam.
Plenty of power. Lovely.
You see, look, I got like 50 for that.
Excellent hit. Keep them coming.
Okay, I need to start moving a bit more.
Guildmaster.
Good shooting.
It'd probably be better if I started shooting it in the middle like this, because I'd get more tries against it.
Excellent shooting, my lad.
How much did I end
Do
with?
that in your skill test, and
Didn't
I'll be
know.
most
I didn't
impressed.
notice.
Next, we will learn about the ways of the will.
The third kind of
Speak
combat.
to me when you're ready to continue with your training. I'll be heading to the island by the waterfall.
Will is this game's equivalent of magic.
It's time to learn about will powers. We'll begin by striking these strong
Loud sound
doubles
effect.
with lightning.
All right, let's see what you've got.
Okay, this is a bit finicky just because the targeting is not great. It's finicky.
That's it. See how many you can hit in half a minute. Only attack dummies that are facing the center of the island. You won't get any points for hitting one on the back. You'll only waste valuable mana. Using your willpower depletes your mana, and once used, it takes time to replenish.
Right. This is what we're going to be doing for the exam. Just wait for it to come back. Don't target the Guildmaster, even though he's right there and he messes up your targeting. Again, this one is not overly easy, and I completely blame the bad targeting system in this game. Well, I guess it's easy to do, but then you get crap like that happening.
You're having trouble.
I think you only need 20 to ace it.
Magic. Well done. Very good, lad. You have learnt the 3 hero disciplines. We can now move on to your final test if you're ready. Or you can spend some more time exploring the guild. I believe Whisper is about to go into the guild woods, if you wish to join her.
Alright.
I'll be in the map room when you're ready to continue.
There are a bunch of side quests to do here, so let's just get doing them. First ones are the exams, which gets us,
Any apprentices want to practice melee? Right. This melee combat against Whisper counts.
just gets us special equipment.
Right. Let's get Whisper and you in the ring. Same rules as before. I have a special prize for you if you manage an A+.
Man, that guy's trying really hard to sound gruff. Whoa, just throw me right into the fight. Thanks for the warning, game. Come on.
How did that get through?
I always misjudge the range of this sword. Now, to get an A+, I believe it's don't take a hit. Damn.
How did that get through?
Gonna have to take this test again. If it takes more than 2 tries, I'll off-screen it.
Almost perfect. That's an A. I've got a nice sword for you. If you... Right.
I'll try it again.
I have...
If I don't get an A+, then I'll off-screen getting the A+, and just show you guys the results. I'll just show you guys the winning... the winning run. Forgot, you have to be really
All right,
aggressive.
you can stop now. That was very impressive. Whisper should be ashamed. A+. That grade means I can award you a new weapon.
Alright. Iron Katana. Now, it's not really much better than your default sword. At all, really. See, look at that, +2 damage, that's nothing. Really, the only reason you do it is so you can sell your other sword for early game money.
Archery grading! Any apprentices for archery grading? Now, the guildmasters asked me to grade everyone's archery skills.
Yep.
And if you get an A+, you'll receive a special prize.
I don't even
Got
like the
1 minute,
prize. I'm just gonna sell it.
starting when you fire your first shot.
I don't particularly love any of the prizes. Again, I'm gonna show you guys the first run and the winning run, because I doubt I'm gonna get this first try. Gotta just... Oh, and of course I missed the first shot. I believe you only need to get 200, or maybe 250.
Ooh,
Yes.
I almost went straight through.
You see how much it's worth? A fully charged shot on the head in the back row? That's why I say it's really the only way to do it. But the timing is rough. And it's funny because this shouldn't be so hard. I play a sniper in TF2, and lining up headshots and that on an opponent moving, like, horizontally feels way more natural to me than this does. I think it's just because I shoot it and then I have to, like, anticipate how long it takes to hit. But it looks like the first try is gonna get this. The timing on a bullet and an arrow are so different. I guess that's why I don't use the Huntsman in TF2. Did I get him? Wow. 340.
Wow. You set a new high score.
I think that's the highest I've ever gotten in my life.
I've never seen any better than that. You got an A+.
Well,
The guildmaster said if anyone shot brilliant, I could award them this.
Apparently, I just brought my A game to this Let's Play. Yeah, you crossbow. I don't even really like crossbows in this game, though. So,
that was some fancy shooting.
I'm gonna be selling that. And lastly, the will one, which is the easiest one, but also probably the easiest one for the game's mechanics to bug you out.
You've got 30 seconds once you first cast lightning to hit as many targets as you can. There's a special prize for A+ students, you know.
Now, you can really focus on 1-3 of the powers if you want to, but I'm going to be going pretty jack of all trades. I want you guys to really see everything. Although if there is going to be one thing that's focused on a little more than anything else, it'll probably be strength, just because it's very good. Melee attacks in this game are very good. So, it's the hardest thing to train is your will, so I'll be working a lot on training that. Oh, you see the targeting.
That's astonishing. Bloody hell. A+. The Guildmaster said to award these items to anyone who excelled at the will test.
It's just a will potion. And a resurrection file. The resurrection file's good.
Better than you.
It's just, if you die, you instantly come back to life. Well, you don't really die, it's just your health is fully restored.
You really showed Whisper.
In the top left by my health, you can see a heart with a 1. That means I have 1 resurrection file. You can hold up to 9. And they're worth about 600 gold. So, they're good to hold on to. And you don't want to have to buy them, but luckily the game's fairly generous with them.
The beetle nest is just at the top of the... Wait. Did you hear that? It's coming from over there. Bandits. If only we could get across that stream. I know. Why don't you use your bow? Or some of that lightning the Guildmaster taught you? I'll heal you if you get hurt.
Aren't you a hero too? You don't know how to do this stuff? Fine. I'll just kill you with arrows. You can also shoot arrows while rolling, by the way, which I think is just ridiculous looking. It's pretty amazing how I can do a backwards roll and fire an arrow at the same time and kill a man.
We did it! Did you see the look on their faces? Wait till the Guildmaster hears about this.
You should have seen the look on my face when you just tried to raise the roof there. Yeah, just run through the water. The hip-deep water. I don't think we get anything for doing that quest, either than just the satisfaction of knowing you did it. By the way, when you see that I fight and I land hits in the top left, there are the crossed swords. It's got a 3 with it right now. That's your combat to multiplier. It's times how much experience you're going to get. And the more hits you land and more damage you do, the more it goes up. The more damage you take, or the longer you go without landing a hit, the more it goes down. It also cuts in half rounded up every time you go to a new area. So keep that in mind. That's why we'll be getting the physical shield spell very early in the game. It makes you take mana damage instead of health, but it also keeps you from taking recoil when you get hit, and your combat multiplier doesn't go down, so it's very, very useful. Also, Dylan the shopkeeper. He's got a few good items in store. Alright, we're finally done these tutorials. Actually,
I'll be in the map room when you decide you're ready.
yeah, we're there right now. I forgot there's one quest left. I can't believe I forgot. By the way, quests, or important people to talk to, are the green dots on the map.
Oh, bloody birds. Can someone help me get rid of them?
Oh, I hate this quest.
I need someone to kill the sparrows nesting around the guild. Disgusting vermin.
Yeah.
Those damn sparrows are making a right mess of the guild. Just look at them. I'll pay you 5 gold for every one you kill. Just come and see me every time you kill another one.
Alright. These things are really hard to see and really hard to target. So if it ends up taking too long, I'm just gonna skip around and not make you guys have to watch all of it. There's another one. You killed a sparrow. Yeah, this I can tell. Game, can you please just... No. Okay, I got that. Is there another one up there? No, that's a man. See, it also tries to target people a lot. I think there's a sparrow over here somewhere. Oh, there it is. You see how these things are to see? Got it. And they do drop experience orbs, but it's like not worth anything. Also, I actually get negative karma for doing this. But, whatever, it's a few sparrows, I can offset that. By the way, you don't need to be good or evil for this game, you really do get to choose. Which I like. It even changes your appearance, which is cool, and it changes a few game mechanics and stuff. So it's fun to do both evil and good playthroughs, but I'm only going to be doing one playthrough, because you guys don't want to watch me do the same thing all over again, just with a different alignment for the things it changes. That would be pretty boring to record, and that'd be pretty boring to watch. I think I'd run out of things to say pretty fast. Is that all of them?
Any of the blighters? Good. More. I think that's the last of them.
Oh, perfect.
Here's a little bonus.
Okay, we have a little decent amount of money. Also, every time you walk into a shop, it displays your money, as you can see. It's a nice little mechanic.
The boy mastered the skills quickly, but there was always more to learn. For years, the guild was his home, his school, and his life. But as time passed, his thoughts returned always to the world outside. The life he had lost, the family that had been torn from him. At last, only the final day of tests remained. Success would mark the end of his training. He would receive the guild seal and be free to forge his own destiny. He would become a hero. Before you graduate, there is one final test you must complete. Enter the guild woods and go to the log at the top of the hill. The test will be revealed to you there. Good luck.
Alright. We're finally an adult here. How old are we? We are 18, which is the youngest you can be. An unknown apprentice named Chicken Chaser. To explain that real quick, unknown is your renown, which is 0. Apprentice is whatever title stat-wise it gives you. It'll give you different combinations depending on how high your skills in different things. Apprentice means 0 on everything. And Chicken Chaser is a title you could buy. You just start with Chicken Chaser. Also, you see that scar across my face? I actually got that in the fight with Whisper. You don't always get that. As you take hits to areas of the body that don't have any armor, you'll actually get permanent scars through the whole game, so that scar will never go away. If you want to have no scars on your whole body, you've got to do the whole game in full armor. That or just be careful to not take hits from sharp weapons. So we'll probably end this game with quite a few scars. Especially across the face. I like to not wear helmets. Show off the guy's head.
I suppose you're wondering how you pass the final test then. It's simple. You must defeat me, using all you've learned in your years of training. We'll begin with your sword. Hit me, if you can.
Now keep in mind we have to defeat him, right? Which would seem pretty impossible if you ask me. Now you don't actually need to hit, although you can land hits with flourishes. It doesn't seem to do any damage.
Well
and do you see that water there, with the bubbles coming out? I'll explain that later.
Very good.
Different episode.
Now, shoot me with your bow. Don't get too close.
Actually, now that I think about it, I could explain it right now. There's nothing keeping me.
Come on!
Also, you don't need to charge the shots at all for this, so you can just kind of breeze through with no damage shots.
Excellent! And finally, cast lightning at me.
Those are fishing spots. You can fish anywhere at deep water like that, but those are the spots that have special things. You know, silver keys and stuff. I'll explain what silver keys are later. Just gonna stand there? Okay.
That's enough. Yes. Quite impressive for a novice. You will find real battles rather more fatal than this. But you have passed your final test, and you're ready to receive your guild seal from the guild master.
Alright. So silver keys. I might as well explain that now too, because there are silver chests. There are silver chests all over the game with special loot in them, and they'll have a number on the front of how many keys you need to open it. The keys are not actually expended like in Zelda.
Well, this is the day, lad. I remember the first night you came to us, and look at you now. Maze's faith in you was well placed. Now come along. The graduation ceremony will take place in the Chamber of Fate, the oldest part of the guild. Let the apprentices approach.
Whisper,
For
you didn't
many
earn
years
this.
now you have worked hard to earn yourselves the title of hero. Today, that apprenticeship ends and you go out into the world to do great deeds. Deeds that will bring you the gratitude of thousands, or strike fear into their hearts. These are dark times. The shadows of Albion are stirring, and strange winds are blowing. Your choices, whether they lead you down the path of good or evil, will change the face of the world. Now, take your guild seals and venture forth as heroes.
By the way, if you're wondering about that whole
It's
speech...
time for you to leave us now. But you're still very much part of the guild. On the map table, you will find details of any quests the people of Albion wish heroes to perform. And you'll need to return often to focus all your experience into new skills. Only by doing this regularly will you advance as a hero. Step into the light, and I'll show you how to do this.
Before I do that, I want to explain what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Right, silver keys. There are a number for them to open each chest. Silver keys are hidden throughout the entire world. He can shut right up. They're hidden throughout the entire world, so we'll be collecting all of them. They're not expended, so you just collect them all and open the chest.
Light, and I'll show you how to do this.
Away from you. And also, that whole good or evil thing, heroes in this game, a hero means you come from the hero guild, not necessarily that you're a good guy. You can go slaughter villages if you really want to. And they don't stop you. Well, the town guards will.
You must select the area you wish to advance in. Strength, skill, or will. Notice your experience pools in the lower left portion of the screen. You acquire general experience by collecting experience orbs, and you automatically acquire strength, skill,
and will experience by using your abilities in those areas.
I'll let him explain.
Ah, you've chosen strength. You could be a great warrior. You can use your experience from melee combat to improve your physique, health, or toughness. Choose one now.
Right, physique, real quick, is just how much damage you deal with melee attacks and your fists. Also, your ability to carry very large weapons. You need at least 3 physique, with 7 being the max for any stat. Your health, which is how big your health bar is, and your toughness, which is your natural armor.
Ah, you've chosen skill. You could be an expert archer, or a stealthy rogue. You can use your experience from ranged combat to improve your speed, accuracy, or guile. Choose one now.
Speed is how quickly you draw your bow, as well as how fast you slash. This is a very important skill. Accuracy is how much damage you deal in ranged combat and how precise the reticle is when you're doing the over-the-shoulder aiming. And guile is how stealthy you are when you sneak, as well as how good you are at buying things at low prices and selling them for high prices, as well as it gives you the ability to pick locks and steal eventually. And lastly, will.
Ah, you've chosen will. You could be a powerful magic user. You can use your experience from magic combat to learn new spells and improve those you already possess. Choose one of the branches of magic.
There's attack spells, which are usually projectiles, stuff like that. Surround spells, which are mostly area of effect, and crowd control. And physical, which are mostly buffs, debuffs, healing. And lastly, magic power, which is the size of your mana bar, which I'm going to be focusing on a lot.
Now choose the spell you wish to learn.
Once we have the experience, we're going to be getting Physical Shield. That's the first spell we're looking for. Maybe Fireball after that. And Heal Life is very important, whether you're a good guy or bad guy. Just because it heals you and it heals any allies you're with, so it's good for escort mission quests. But I won't be using any of that yet.
There is little else for me to teach you, but I will always be around to offer you guidance. And your guild seal will allow me to communicate with you at all times. You will also notice it flashing when you have enough experience to spend. I have given you a basic pack of supplies. It'll be enough for a while. Now there's a whole world for you to explore.
2 resurrection files, the guild lamp, 2 health potions, a will potion, apple pie, 51 gold, bit of renown, and some experience. That's everything we earned during the quest. And before we go out into the open world, now that we're finally done with the tutorials, I want to put the lamp right there on my hot bar. It's good, it just kind of illuminates the area, but it does let you get into the first demon door. Is a special way to get in. You see, demon doors are doors throughout the game that lead to special rooms with special loot that you can get nowhere else quite often. You can get nowhere else. You have to do a special task to get in the door, though. So I'll show you what I mean.
Your path is dark. Only a light will reveal it, and you are not bright enough. Your path is illuminated. Fancy that. You worked it out.
And now that the waterfall sound effect is gone, I'll explain what I did there. You see, normally you're supposed to get through that door if you have a very high alignment, because you have a natural glow to you. But by using the guild lamp, you can actually trick it and go in early. Or go in when you're a villain. So let's just loot the place. Book of Spells. That doesn't actually give you any spells, by the way. Treasure chest with grass in it. Elixir of Life. That's a very good potion. Permanently increases the size of your health bar. The Howl Tattoo, which is a terrifying facial tattoo. And anything in the water? Doesn't look like it. Let's drink that potion right away. Good music. Oops, that's pie. Elixir of Life. Our health bar is now slightly longer than our will bar. So, on the next episode, we're going to be finally going into the game itself. going to be going out into the open world, as well as doing our first main quest as a part of the Quest Guild. The Heroes Guild. The Quest Guild doesn't exist. The Heroes Guild, which is what we're part of. Also, there are city guards in the guild. Never were there before, but they're there now that we're an adult. Because now we can commit actual crimes and get killed for it. So, that's it for this thrilling episode of the Let's Play. Probably the most boring episode of any episode, so I do apologize, but I did warn you guys to skip it if you're not interested in tutorial after tutorial. So, I'll leave you guys on a Cossack dance. That emotion's actually only in the expansion. I'm kind of happy they put it in. So, as a quick recap, we don't have any of our stats put in yet. I want to get a little bit more experience because I want to rush the physical shield skill. And we are still 18 years old, slim, and completely unknown. People like to refer to us as chicken chasers. So, on the next episode, we do our first quest. Until then,